And I'm Noelene, and we're from Foundation.
And we have not practiced.
No, take one.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about Google Sites.
But before we do, I have like a little trick that I want to show you.
Yes.
Okay. So on my Chromebook, if I pull out my stylus and go, cha! Look at that.
Ooh.
So if your students have a stylus, on my screen, when I pulled out my stylus, it brings up all of my options. So I can capture a region, I can capture my whole screen, I can start a note with Google Keep, and if you haven't seen the Google Keep video, you definitely need to see it because it's an amazing tool. But today I'm going to be using the laser pointer with my stylus so that we can talk about learning journals.
Oh, that is so fancy.
Today we are going to be talking about learning journals with the G Suite tool Sites, which is an amazing tool. Have you used it, Noelene?
I love Google Sites. I've been using Google Sites since they were the old sites before it went over to the new Google Sites. Been using it for years just for capturing students' work and just as a teacher creating a resource that all students could actually use together.
What a perfect idea. So I'm going to be talking about this in a primary school context today, and Noelene will be talking about it in a high school context.
Correct.
Because I think that they're used very, very differently. But I think we can both agree that whatever our context, the laser pointer is beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So on my screen, I have brought up an exemplar of ways that students could use this as a learning portfolio. And I've just accessed this via the Digital Learning Selector, one of the great tools that we have on our department site. And it's got lots and lots and lots of templates for Office 365, G Suite, and Apple products, ways for students to record their own learning.
And the Digital Learning Selector can also be accessed now through your Essentials online portal.
That is right. So let's jump straight in and have a bit of an explore around here. As you can see across the top, we've got lots and lots of different pages, just like we do along here. We've got the title, so this is Carla's Learning Journal, a little bit about the person whose journal it is, and you can see that we can start to embed these tools into it. So we've got a Google Calendar embedded here, and of course Google Maps embedded into this one. If I come across the top, you can see that we've got a page for learning goals. Now, these might look different depending on your context, of course. Your students, I guess, Noelene, will probably have more longer-term learning goals.
Yes, that's right. And the goals would probably be more topic-based as opposed to KLA-based or subject-based, because they would probably have one Google site for one subject, so they'll have multiple sites overall.
Yeah, so this is obviously a primary school exemplar, but you know, as Noelene said, you might choose to set it up into topics rather than KLAs for students in high schools. As you can see, we've got so many options. Now, if you are using the rest of the G Suite, students can save their documents and upload them into here. They can embed them into here. Lots and lots of different ways to use this tool. Should we get stuck into how to actually create one of these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Okay, so to begin, go to your Google site, which you can access through your Google Dash. Google has changed recently. They've now provided templates that you can actually select from. I'm going to choose a blank one and just basically design it the way that I wish. So by clicking on blank, will get us our back end. So this is not what your students will see, this is you designing it. Now Google Sites is so easy, it's quite intuitive, it's very, very easy to use. So by adding a site name, I might call this, for example, Year 7 English. And if I wanted to, I could add a logo, and my homepage will be called Year 7 English.
Now, to change the image on here, you've got a couple of different options. You can select from some pre-stock images that Google keeps in their gallery there, so nice and easy ones to use. You could have a URL for another image that you found online. You can Google search for those images as well. You can bring it in from your albums, depending on your device, you can upload there, or you can bring it in from your Google Drive as well. So lots and lots of different ways to change the image.
Absolutely. I quite like personalising my resources for students. So I try to embed or include as many classroom photos as I can, and I try to match the banner of my students the same what I would use in Google Classroom, for instance.
Yeah, a good idea is when we were doing the learning at home during our COVID shutdown, some teachers upload their class photos.
Fantastic.
Onto there. Yeah, what a great idea.
And students love seeing themselves, it's perfect.
We love seeing ourselves on here.
So I will just change my image as well. I'm just going to select an image that's in here. See, I'll just use a typewriter just for today. And the great thing is here is that these here are your 4 key things. So you can just click on text box, so you can add a text. So I'm just going to write my heading, which will be English. And I can change that from normal text to a heading or a subheading. So this will be, that's the title, that's the size of that. Heading, subheading, or if you want small. Don't recommend small, just for readability on a screen.
Definitely. Now, whenever you're getting stuck into creating a site or maybe even making a template for you to share with your students, it's a really good idea to plan this out first, because if you're anything like me, you will get bogged down in all of the details, and after an hour of work, you'll realize that you've only put 5 things on, and that's not what we need.
Exactly. And also, a lot of people often feel that Google sites can actually be a bit restricted. It's actually a good thing, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you aren't happy with the colour, for example, I've got a blue English title here, I can click on themes and I can select what type of style that I would like here. So I've got the styles there, and I can change the colours as well. So if I want this to be purple, I can change my font style as well. So I can do that within each of the areas.
And I think that's the beauty of sites, is that its simplicity is what works. So when you are adding things in, you can add things in over here from the Insert tab on the right hand side. But for those main 4 across the top there, you can double click anywhere and it will come up.
Oh, I did not know that.
So you can add in an image, you can upload something, you can embed from your Google Drive, you can embed from another website, or you can add in your text box straight from there.
And can I just say, adding from your Google Drive is fantastic, and this is where the portfolios for high school students really come into way. Great way for students to showcase their best pieces of work, or for vet students to actually put together a portfolio of all their work for their vet courses, or if they're trying to put a portfolio together to get to university or college.
It's a great life skill to have, to be able to organise, quality content that's engaging to an audience as well. I think this is just a great skill for people to have.
Yes, exactly. And the great thing is too, Wayne, although you said about embedding, there's actually another way that you can embed. So by going to a website, I'm just going to go to YouTube and just grab any clip.
Yeah.
And for instance, not that it's related to English, but I'm going to grab this video on Python, and if I just grab the link here and copy that link there, if I just Control V and paste it, it will actually recognize that I want to embed it. So you don't actually have to go through the process of clicking embed. There's so much
to get that embed code.
Yes. So the smart technology in this now is just fantastic. So it's almost working like an AI.
And that's the thing with anything G Suite related, it's all designed to work really, really well with each other. So if you're working within that system, it does just work.
Yes, exactly. You mentioned about earlier about the different pages on a website. So to add different pages, you click on pages and you just click on the plus.
Yep.
And you can add different pages. So I can do, like, for example, topic 1, then topic 2, topic 3, topic 4. Now, as we all know, some topics have sub-pages. So if I highlight or click on topic 1 and there's 3 little buttons there, I can add a sub-page. So I'm going to subtopic. But if I do that, what you'll see at the top is that next to topic 1, I'll get a button that will actually link to my subtopics, which is fine. But sometimes you don't want that because you're going to have so much information. So you can actually click on those 3 little buttons next to it and you can actually hide from navigation. So the students won't actually see that page until you're ready for them to see it.
That's fantastic.
So you can have all of their work there and then release things slowly as the year goes on. Fantastic if you are reusing templates for each year or each semester as you teach.
That is a really, really great idea. So as you've set yours up for high school students, I've set mine up for primary school students and added in my sub-pages with informative text and videos under writing. So there's really, it's limitless, and this is where that simplicity comes in. Yes, it is very, very simple, but it's so incredibly powerful because of that simplicity.
Yes, exactly. And the other features, as well as you can add text and things from your Google Drive and whatnot, if you scroll down to the bottom,
Yep.
you can actually insert things like buttons, so you can actually make it look like a website, or have your student design a website using Google Sites and use the buttons that you would. They can link from pages to pages. You can add dividers to separate your pages, and calendars and the maps that you had on your previous page and so forth. So lots of really cool things that you can actually embed.
Excellent. So I'm going to copy and paste my URL. I'm going to put it onto my test button, then I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to insert it into there, nice and easy. Or you can also add in it on your buttons. You can link it straight to your site. So if I wanted to go back home, if I wanted to have a home button that's on my page, I can just link that straight onto there and insert it. So my test button on here links to an external site, and my home button links back to my home site here.
Yeah, that's right. And if you wanted your home button to go right next to your test button, you would just click on it and just drag it up.
That's right. So I can resize my buttons by clicking on them and then dragging these out, so I could take it out all the way there. I can adjust my text on there. Lots and lots of different options. Now, Noelene.
Yes.
Now, I'm very busy, very important. I don't have time to be uploading documents all the time. I can click over here on my insert page and go into docs. It will open up in my Google folder all of the different docs. So here we are, here's one that we were looking at in another video. I just click on that, click on insert, and there we are, and embed straight onto the website there.
Yeah. And you can always resize your documents as well, so you're not using up the whole page. When I had my high school students develop portfolios of work, I always try to get them to set up their Google site at the beginning of term or the beginning of year, and then every time they do a piece, I get them to upload it immediately, so that if there's anything that they've done that lesson, they want to upload, they should upload it immediately. It's so much easier to find in their recents.
And if you're working with older students who might be able to manage their time a little bit better, you could set that as a recurring weekly task in classroom.
Yes,
Have
exactly.
you uploaded all of your documents onto your learning portfolio?
Yeah.
Have you got the most appropriate example of work for your learning portfolio?
And you can take it one step further as well, and you can actually use this with other resources. Every device these days have a camera, so there's nothing to say that they can't create a vlog or a video diary of their experience, or what they liked about their piece of work or what they didn't. They can annotate their own work and upload that to their Google site.
That's it, and it doesn't have to be uploaded to YouTube. They can just embed the video straight from the device as an MP4 into the website. You don't have to know any code.
No,
you don't have to know anything like that. And I've done this with 7-year-olds.
Yes.
So I'm sure that anyone can learn to
Exactly,
use it.
and the students know how to upload their videos also to Google Drive, so that would be another way for them to be able to link to that work.
That's it. Now, one of the things that I want to come and have a look at as well is the collapsible text.
Oh, I love the collapsible.
So if I put the collapsible text in here, and we might say that our students are trying to share this with some of their family at home. What is a learning portfolio? Every single time I type portfolio, I type it as protfolio. Drives me insane. And then what I can do is I can come down here. Look at that. Look at that typing. Whoa, amazing.
And that's fantastic when you've got blocks and blocks of text, and obviously, you don't want that much text on a website, so you can actually have that collapsible text. So you just see the headlines and the students, as you would when you go to a normal website, click on the bits that you need.
That's it. No one wants to read a book on a screen.
That's right.
So having your content organised and ready to go is great. And then I click on that, and there we are. It comes down on there as well.
Now, the most important thing with a Google site is making sure that you share it, or that it is shared with the teacher. So up on the top there is a share button. I will share my page with you, Wayne.
And I'll share mine with you.
Thank you. And it should be pretty intuitive. It is important to remember though that we are working with within the department, so we are using our education email address. So although Wayne here has come up with his DET email address, we do want to use his education.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with that, the suffix is @education.nsw.gov.au. Nothing wrong with printing that out on a sign and putting it above some shared devices, maybe in your staff room, even just pinning that up. Any information like that where it's kind of a drill and skill, print it out and put it on the back of toilet doors.
Exactly.
Easy, easy. I don't know how COVID safe it is, but I'm sure that we can do that.
Yeah,
so there we are. I'll share that one with Noelene. I can quickly add a message in here. I'm just going to send a love heart because that's what we can do. Now you've titled your site. I haven't titled my site. Noelene, on yours, do you think you could show us if I wanted to share this with my grandparents?
So, in order to share it with, for example, your parents or your grandparents, students need to publish their work. So you want to make sure that that web address will stay, because Year 7 English, I might actually teach that more than once. I'm going to call that 2020 Year 7 English. And I'm also going to change it here. Who can see my site? I'm going to say anybody that has the link. So I'm going to say public.
Yep. Now, if you, this is a great teachable moment for your students to help them understand the dangers of publishing work online. So obviously you would be having conversations about identifiable information, about photos, about videos, anything like that. We need to make sure that our students are keeping themselves and other people safe online.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We hope that you have enjoyed this session today. If you would like to get in contact with us because you think we're incredible and you want to say, Noelene and Wayne, you're incredible, please do so. Yes.
In Twitter.
Yeah, you can get us on Twitter, or you can always email us at foundations.t4l@det.nsw.edu.au.
Thank you.
Have a great day.